What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe.
See him talking to the sideline.
Do you see him flex?
After the run?
Yeah, and then J.C. Horn was talking with him. He's like, "What? It's fourth, I got the first down. It's fourth down. Like, I'm flexible." He's trying to talk through.
Also remember, Derek Carr is actually kind of sneaky Jack for a QB. Just physically looking, but also everybody loved Spencer Rattler putting his body on the line in the preseason. Remember?
Yeah.
When he fought, and they're like, "Oh, QB1." Well, okay, man. Now, granted, I'm kind of with Stank. Was it maybe a first or second down early on where he had an 8-yard scramble, and instead of sliding, he tried to run him over? I'm like, okay, now, come on now, we don't need any needless hits here. But if it's to fight for a first down or a close game, hell yeah, that dude's gonna put his body on the line. That is one thing that they talked about on the broadcast a lot yesterday that we probably underappreciated a bit, is that he was pretty banged up for a lot of the early portion of that season last year. And credit to him for being tough and playing through it. But if he continues, because then what? You can argue he got healthier as the year went on. He finished strong last year. If he continues to look pretty good here early on, then maybe we start to think that, those injuries were affecting him a bit more than we gave credit for. And as a player, in my experience, there is no more annoying feeling. By the way, great job by Moose here on site getting the tinnitus out. But there is no more annoying feeling than when you're playing hurt, but it's just impossible for people to care. And I'm not saying you should care necessarily. I like to acknowledge it, but I'm not saying it's just going to make you happy if the guy's doing bad or whatever. But, I remember games out there where, I'm 2 weeks off a torn MCL, trying to block Florida, and I'm basically playing one-legged. I'm getting tossed around. I hadn't practiced all week, and it's just a bad feeling. But you're trying to do everything you can for the team. So I'm not saying that is the case with Carr quite yet, unless this strong run of play continues. Then maybe we say, okay, now maybe that's a little bit of an explanatory factor, even though I guess after Sunday it mainly feels like just Pete Carmichael versus Clint Kubiak because of how this Saints offense looked as a whole.
Yeah, if you're Derek Carr, you have to know what you did on Sunday. Your efficiency level was incredibly high, and that's all that the Saints need you to do.
Yes, that's the thing. We don't need him to be a high-volume guy.
No.
I watched Josh Allen yesterday have to put the entire Buffalo Bills just on his back. That's never going to be Derek Carr. That's the great strength of Kubiak in theory, is like San Fran, where it doesn't have to be all Brock Purdy. You get a running game that's going to be complimentary. You get Alvin Kamara going again. You spread the ball around to Taysom Hill, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave. So, I don't care if it's 200 yards to the air. But
even that, in NFL standards today, that's not a ton. But what I'm saying is that's okay.
Yeah, me too.
If you're 19 of 23 for 200 yards and 3 tuds, no turnovers, that's going to, with everything else the Saints have, certainly on the defensive side, that's going to win you 85% of your games. So that's the thing. All you have to be is who you were on Sunday. Be highly efficient. Do you have to go make plays to win? Sure. But like T-Bob's saying, you don't have to be Josh Allen and put the team on your back against the Cardinals like he did yesterday. You don't have to be that. You have other people that can help you be that guy. And so if he plays within that same mindset and says, I had a damn good day. Was it 400 yards and 5 touchdowns? No, but it was 203 scores. I took care of the football. I spread the football out. I had everybody involved in the game plan with everything else that you have on this team that wins you the division.
Yeah, and you think about it. This is a team that won 9 games last year. 9 games. And so if the offense can improve, then – and it's not like they got worse during the offseason. I'm trying to think. Who would you have lost? I guess your O-line, maybe losing Pete, even though they looked fine week 1. Maybe losing Pete's you could maybe argue in the but I don't know if you can say you got worse in trenches because I really loved what I saw to Taliesin Fuanga in week 1. I think you got a legit – left tackle, and for all you anime fans out there, he's apparently an anime fan as well. Him and Jamal Williams everybody's talking about the Alvin Kamara handshakes, which were great, But the Jamal Williams-Swanga handshake, if we were back in studio, I'd have Taylor play it, was absolutely fantastic as well. I mean, did you get worse in the offseason? Because you added Chase Young, who looked fan-freaking-tastic, building off of all of the preseason hype.
Kool-Aid McKinstry had a couple of nice little
The secondary is a year older and a year stronger.
Yeah.
Again, guys on offense that looked bad last year looked way better, like Alvin Kamara, when put in better positions to succeed. It's Derek Carr with another year in New Orleans, getting to know the team. Again, you won 9 games.
You got rid of Marcus May, which is a positive. That's going to help you because he stole money for a couple of years. No, I mean, you didn't add a ton, but you didn't lose anything either.
I mean, adding Chase Young,
and then obviously through the draft, what you added.
Yeah, that probably puts you into getting slightly better. And not saying that this is a game that this is kind of full of logical pitfalls. This is not a one-to-one thing, but you won 9 games last year. Your Foster Moreau dropped touchdown, and that Green Bay debacle.
Shout out to Foster though. Shout out to Foster.
Yeah, which again, look, man, again, that's what I'm talking about. Spread, like, he too did not have the impact that we thought he would last year, especially not with how we had seen Carr and Foster play in Vegas. But what happens when you put your players in better positions to succeed? And you make the defense cover the entire field, and you make them respect the pre-snap motion. And I really love that first touchdown for him and Carr, because that was a touchdown that speaks to the connection that they fostered through the years.
Yeah, because Foster bailed him out.
Well, I mean, and Carr's extending the play. Foster sees space, runs to it, shoots his hand up. Carr's like, that's my guy. He throws it, and Foster jumps up and just mosses the defender to – Am I crazy? That wasn't his first touchdown in the Dome, was it? Did he get one last year? No, right? So that was? Yeah, I knew he dropped the one. I didn't know if he had caught one that I missed. Yeah, so and he gets his first touchdown in the Superdome. Way too long in coming, but glad to finally be here. And Daniel Blunt says, "Here's the deal: you're finally using Taysom." Yeah, what did you think about Taysom, man? Because he very much felt like the use chick do it all. Let's just take advantage of this freakish skill set that we were kind of hoping that he would be when you got Clint Kubiak.
Yeah, and then later in the game, they went away from it because they could. They didn't have to. And I know a lot of people are like, where's Taysom at? He's disappeared. Yeah, he's supposed to when you're up 47-10. Like, he's supposed to disappear. Adam Prentice, you got it. Go get him. He's a cheat code, and so many times, like, we'd see a glimpse of it, but we wouldn't see it in its totality of what it should have been. And it would go away for times, and you're wondering, where is it at? And then, like, for Taysom, like, as a player, I credit him because, like, he probably showed up on Mondays like, all right, what's it this week? Like, who am I going to be this week? Like, he probably didn't know who he was, and they were trying so many different things. And it's okay to try a lot of different things if you're preparing him to do so, but it always felt like it was, like, put together that week, and it didn't really have the plan that it deserved. And so now you have a plan. Now it's like, hey, here's who you're going to be within this offense. And there's nobody else like him in the NFL. It's why he gets paid what he does. I mean, he can do so many different things. He saves you roster spots at tight end, at fullback, at quarterback, at running back. I mean, there's so many different things that he can do for you. And when you're a defensive coordinator, he terrifies you because you even have to get ready for the unknown. Things that probably aren't even in, but you have to get ready for them.
Yeah.
Double pass when Taysom's in there. He might not throw a pass. Now, he probably will, but if he doesn't, it doesn't matter because coordinators have to prepare for it, and they will prepare for it. I guarantee you every team that plays the Saints this year will have a period on probably Wednesday that it is a Taysom Hill period.
Really?
I guarantee you. It might not, it's only going to be about 10 minutes. But for 10 minutes, they are, hey, this is our Taysom Hill walkthrough. This is our Taysom Hill period, whatever it might be. I guarantee you every team that plays them has something like that.
I mean, you put him at quarterback, and you can run power 9 times in a row. And then on the 10th, you can throw it, right? Like the ability to, like Jake said, to always have that very legitimate threat hanging out in the back of the defense's minds is just another angle for Clint Kubiak to toy with and to try to exploit the opponent
And
with.
we're also talking about a guy that not just, this guy played quarterback in high school or this guy played a little bit of quarterback in college. No, he has started and won games at the position in the NFL. So to T's point, he can make any throw on the route tree. It's not just, hey, he can kind of throw it a little bit, so let's throw a go ball. That's what defensive coordinators are terrified of. Everything's available. Man, they ran Q power 7 times in a row. On that 8th one, they run a big 27-yard crossing route that Taysom can drop in a bucket.
There you go.
And that's what keeps defensive coordinators up at night. So it was so good to see him using a role that fits him and actually makes sense, and it can only expand from here.
I want to see a Tebow jump pass on the goal line. A little one-step pop-up, boop, jump over the top. Juwan Johnson touchdown was really nice, by the way.
Do you think that Taysom would also think that if his feet hit the ground, it was traveling like Tebow used to?
I mean, but I don't even fault Tebow for that, dude. That feels like traveling. You're not allowed to come. I think it actually should be a penalty if you jump up.
He thought it was. I am fully
convinced
convinced that when Tim first started doing it in 2006, he thought it was a penalty if his feet came down.
You ever play tips? We used to play tips all the time when we were younger, man. That's just like built into you on a natural athletic level. It's muscle memory at that point.
Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.